Alright, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Known Classics. This is episode number 32, 16, and Doubleshot 3110. Basically, for this episode, we're discussing, first, the Usagi Yojimbo Saga, book number 6. This book contains, from the third volume of Saga Yojimbo, published by Dark Horse Comics, contains issues 95 to 116, along with the story Saya from MySpace Dark Horse Comic Presents number 18. Yep, it's actually a colorized story. So, the stories are Bridge of Tears, Return of the Black Soul, Fox Hunt. This actually is one focused on Geen, where he gets attacked by foxes. It's a very long story. Say just a standalone story. But the stories for Bridge of Tears: Ninja Hunt, Sakaria, Boss of Hammer's Fortune, Rain and Thunder, Bridge of Tears, Rubber Doom the Killer. There's only 2 parts for Return of Black Soul: The Darkness of the Soul and Sorrows. Fox and his Kasanigari, Sakura, Snitch, The Beggar, Fortress, The Outlaw. Yeah. And this is by far, out of all the volumes for Saga Yojimbo, this is the only one to reach 100 issues. Yes. Not even the run that came after this one, the one pushed by IDW, not even that lasted. You know how long the IDW run lasted for Saga Yojimbo? 21 issues. Yes. Something happened with Stan Sakai and IDW, because Usagi is his character. And they were also publishing stuff that was previously published by like Dark Horse for some reason, and they're publishing that they took the name of Strong Me in the actual Usagi miniseries, and they put it in color because Dark Horse run was basically on black and white. As for the reason for this, I don't know why. I would have. Now the thing is, the stories were never terrible. I've read basically the whole run by IDW. I really like one trade of it, obviously, but I'm kind of like, what happened? Yes. If I meet Stan Sakai, I will probably ask him that question. So, basically, there's a lot of like stuff with Geen here. Like at one point, he finds this guy killed by bounty. So he forms the man's widow, who had just given birth to a baby, telling basically his final message to name their son Fuko. And she's like, "That's a nice name." I'm like, okay, that's actually quite nice of him to do. There's bickering between him and a bounty called Stray Dog in this thing. And Usagi hangs out with them for a little bit. He also hangs out with Tomoe for a little bit too. It's more good Usagi stories. I do recommend checking it out. G, who is featured on the cover, he's actually not in here. No. But really good stories here. I gave the Usagi Yojimbo Saga Book 6 a 10 out of 10. Next up we have is a book that I reviewed the villains for this one. Now, there is also a volume 2 for that one. For some reason, this website doesn't have it, so I decided just to go ahead and do the heroes one. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Micro-series. Yes. I have a theory of the reason why IDW did this, why they gave... By the way, this book features one-shots for Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. The other reason why these 4 got it first is because of they had one-shots published under the Mirage continuity. Now, Raphael's does not debut Casey Jones. He actually debuted the main book. Yes, his book actually had his first encounter with Alplex, who he kind of figures out she was kind of working for somebody. All 4 of these issues, first 4 issues published, this is his first 4 issues of the miniseries, written by Brian Lynch. But each artwork is done by somebody else. Now, Donatello, he co-does it with Todd Waltz. The artwork for Raphael is by Franda Loro. Michelangelo's Andy Kahn. For Donatello, it's Valerio Sate, who's a very good artist, by the way. And Leonardo is done by Sophie Campbell, which means kind of childish style artwork per se. yeah, each of the stories here just all stand alone. Like first off is focused on Raphael, and we see him with Casey Jones, who was also in the original Raphael one shot, which may not be his debut, but at least he's featured here. And this one basically he kind of goes Hourplex the first time, which is interesting. But that's the most noteworthy thing about this. This kind of continues over a little bit in the main book. Now, the second issue focuses on Michelangelo. It is a great. I love the artwork for this book. It's called this one here. I love the artwork here. Just Michelangelo just doing his own thing. He just goes to the museum, runs to a Catwoman. He's a superhero. It's typical Michelangelo, but the best thing about this story here is the artwork. I just love it. Was this an artist in the main book? I believe so. Yes, I think it's artist in the main book. And then we have a story focused on Donatello. And for some weird reason, this face here reminds me of the 2012 version. Like, I have this weird suspicion that the artist who did this book here probably got inspired to draw Donatello as one of his expressions from that show with that panel there. And Donatello wearing a coat and hat, obviously. And he just does some tech stuff here. Doesn't encounter anybody per se. He does kind of back to Stockman. Yes, plus a scientist. Beats some guys up here. And then we have a story focus on Leonardo. Yep, Leonardo. And this is the one where Sophie Campbell does the artwork. Yes. The story itself is reminiscent of, because you have him found a bunch of ninjas, this reminds me of a lot of Teenage Heroes number 10 from the original Mirage, when he was attacked by the Foot, and it basically dropped the wind. It's very similar to that, but not a carbon copy of the story, which good on basically Brian Lynch for doing that. But all in all, this book is fantastic. I give this book roughly a 10 out of 10. It is really good. Yep. So yeah, that's a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up, basically, we have is, well, next up is basically going to be Black Butler next. Okay? See you.